Hey YouTube, this is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and we've got another video for you guys. It is now going to be week 12, well just about week 12. We do have a Monday night game tonight, but this is going to be your early waiver wire picks that will probably help you with a couple teams that are on a bye, maybe some injuries have happened, and just kind of get you right for the rest of the season. These are some guys that I think could be on your team, not just for this particular week, but also maybe for the rest of the season to kind of help you, again, get in the right position to have the best depth and really matchups that are going to be starting to happen in the playoffs within the next 3 to 4 weeks. All right. So first thing I want to talk about, there are two teams that are on a bye for this Thanksgiving week. There's going to be the Arizona Cardinals, and then you've got the Kansas City Chiefs. There are also 3 teams playing on Thursday. Thanksgiving tradition, so make sure you guys are paying attention to those teams that are playing on Thursday. I'll make sure that my start and sit videos for you guys will be dropping as early as possible, so that way Thursday you're ready to get the right lineup for this week. Obviously there are injuries, so there's going to be some players in here that I believe are going to be some good, I would say, fillers, or again just pickups just based off performance and matchup. So first thing I want to jump into are going to be the quarterback position. Week I mentioned him as a good start this week, and he had a great game. He had 3 total touchdowns in his game this past Sunday, and they're also going against the Miami Dolphins, who again defensively have struggled quite a bit. He's still available in about 49% of most leagues, so if you're a team that maybe you stream your quarterback, or maybe you have a quarterback that's hurt, or maybe you have a quarterback like a Russell Wilson that's kind of underperformed, it's just, certain things like that, you might want to pick up Cam Newton this week, especially against the Miami Dolphins, who are a great matchup for him. All right. Another guy I have is a possible Tyrod Taylor. Look, Tyrod Taylor's back from his injury. This is really his second game back, and sometimes it takes a couple games to kind of get into rhythm again. He didn't throw any touchdowns, but he also didn't throw any interceptions, which is great. He did have 2 touchdowns at the goal line, which is great, so that always helps in fantasy. He is available in 95% of most leagues, and again, a matchup against the Jets. So this is a good matchup. I wouldn't say he's an absolute star. Obviously, if you pay attention to our start and sit videos, I'll let you know where I feel about Tyrod Taylor this week. But I do think if you are in a super flex or you're really desperately hurting and there aren't many options available, then I would say Tyrod Taylor is a good one. Last guy I want to mention is Jimmy Garoppolo. Look, Jimmy G's going against the Vikings this week. He's available in 72% of most leagues, and he's been doing really well. He's been averaging about 2 touchdowns the last 3 games, which is great. He has not been really turning over the ball. They've had some issues with the running back position, kind of a carousel with injuries going on right now. But he's got Deebo Samuel, and Ayuk is starting to come back around, and Kittle's back. So Jimmy G's got his weapons. So I do like that a lot. Again, another good quarterback that you can possibly stream, or maybe in a super flex. That would be a good one for week 12. Now, as far as running backs, there aren't many. A couple running backs I do want to mention is I've got Devontae Freeman. He's available only 35% of most leagues, so he's probably taken in your league, but he is available in 35%, so he might be available. He's going against the Cleveland Browns. He's done a really good job in his role. Even though Latavius Murray was back, Freeman still did a majority of the snap share this week. He had 6 catches in PPR, which is great. He did, I think, put up 20 points this weekend. So again, he's somebody that I think is starting to kind of take away those snaps away from Murray, since Murray's been hurt. Unless they kind of played Murray safe this week. That we'll see. But if he is free, I would absolutely grab Freeman off of waivers and kind of stash him and maybe possibly play again. Make sure you pay attention to our start and sits. Now, the guy that you should be picking up, even if it's just for bench or to get him away from other teams, is Ramondre. Look, Stevenson did a really good job filling in as that, I guess, 1B, right, as far as the Patriots backfield. He shared time with Damian Harris, and he actually performed better than Damian Harris in this Thursday night game that he had. He's still available in 42% of most leagues, and I do expect that role to continue and get better for Stevenson. So again, he's somebody, if you have the ability, I would stash him on your bench, absolutely. Now, as far as another running back goes, and this is all depending on what's going to happen, but Najee Harris did suffer a concussion. At least that was the latest news, was that he suffered a concussion in the game. He did not return after that concussion, or possible concussion. So Benny Snell kind of played him. If Harris does miss some time, Benny Snell would be the guy you would want to pick up right now. So just keep an eye on that. He's somebody that might be a good filler. Again, just keep an eye on the news. We'll update you, of course, on our socials if you do follow us there. That way, if Harris is out, Snell's a good one to pick up. Now, as far as wide receivers go, first guy I've got, look, Elijah Moore, man. Elijah Moore is awesome. He did a phenomenal job He's starting to get a lot of confidence from the quarterbacks, even with different quarterbacks kind of rotating in, unfortunately. But with the last, I think, 3 games, he's had 8 targets a game on average. He's got 4 touchdowns in those 3 games. He's still available in 43% of most leagues. They're going against the Texans, so a good matchup for this week. I like Elijah Moore a lot. If he's available, make sure you grab him. Another guy I have is a good pickup this week is going to be Darnell Mooney. He's still available in 44% of most leagues. Yeah, he can have his up and down games. He's a boomer bust type of receiver, but I like his matchups a lot of times, especially this week against the Lions. And actually with Dalton coming in and Fields, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty, but when Dalton came in, Mooney actually did a really good job playing, and he's had 3 touchdowns in the last 2 games, so I do like Mooney a lot. He's been averaging over 20 points the last 2 games as well, so again, somebody you might want to grab if you definitely have the space and maybe you want to put him as a flex. Another guy I have is Brandon Ayuk. Look, Ayuk has been up and down. He's had some really good games the past 4 games. He's been averaging about 13 points. He had 1 game that was about 5, but he's been doing a really good job, and his schedule looks really good the rest of the season. He put up 21 points on Sunday's game. They are going against the Vikings. He's not available in most leagues, but I still want to mention, if he is there, grab him, because I do like the rest of his schedule, especially for the playoffs. Another guy I have is Michael Gallup. Look, unfortunately for the Dallas Cowboys, Cooper was out with COVID. He probably will miss Thursday's game against the Raiders. And on top of that, CeeDee Lamb left halfway through the game with a concussion, which again might miss Thursday's game. So Dallas Cowboys will be possibly without their top 2 receivers, which automatically puts Michael Gallup as a good wide receiver 2. I wouldn't say a wide receiver 1, but a good wide receiver 2. He's going to get a lot of target share. He's still available in 32% of most leagues, so make sure you snag him. Now, as far as tight ends go, I only got 2 guys I want to mention. You got Adam Troutman for the Saints. Actually, ever since Simeon's been in there, Troutman's done a really good job. In the last 3 games, he's been getting about 7 targets a game, which is phenomenal. He's available in 93% of most leagues. They are going against the Buffalo Bills, so again, stay tuned to our start and sit. I may or may not recommend him as a start, but I do like Troutman as a good pickup, especially if you're hurting at the tight end spot. Another guy at tight end, because he's still available in about 24% of most leagues, Dawson Knox. They are playing the Saints. Saints do a pretty good job at covering the tight end, but ever since he came back from his injury, he's had 14 points on this past Sunday. He only struggled. I think he had 1 catch the first game right back from injury, but I like Knox a lot because he's still available. He's still on a high-powered offense. I know the Buffalo Bills struggled this weekend against the Indianapolis Colts, but that's not always, I can't say the norm because they've struggled against the Jags too. But I do expect Knox to kind of get that red zone work, getting those third down conversions, because it's not always going to be Beasley. So I think Knox is a good option. Again, if he's available, I'm grabbing him, just because even if he's a backup or I need to fill in for a couple more, because there's still 2 more weeks of buys, I definitely like Knox. Now, as far as some defensive special team, a couple of guys mentioned in the comments like to kind of get some recommendation. Look, I have the Eagles. They're available in 82% of most leagues. Eagles are going to play the Giants this weekend. The Eagles have actually done a really good job in the last 2 games. They've averaged about 13 points as a defensive unit, and they've had a touchdown in each game. Now, obviously, if you minus the touchdowns, they're only getting about 7 points, which is still pretty good as far as the defensive special teams go. But I do like the Eagles a lot. They are going against the Giants. Obviously, Monday night, we'll kind of see how they perform, because obviously some of the receivers are getting back a little healthy. Barkley's supposed to be back, so that might change my mind on the Eagles, but I do like them this week. Another team I would say is going to be the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears has actually done a really good job, and a lot of it has to do with the matchup. They're available in 82% of most leagues, and they're playing the Lions this weekend. So I think this is a really good game. I know they're missing, obviously, Khalil Mack now that he's out for the season, but they still have some good, they've got Robert Quinn. They got some good cornerbacks. They get to the quarterback really well. I do like the Chicago Bears as a good defensive special team that you might want to grab for this particular week. All right. So those are my week 12 waiver wire picks that I think you should be looking for or maybe grabbing this week. Again, there are a lot of games on Thursday for Thanksgiving. There are 2 teams on a bye, so make sure you pay attention to that. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys appreciate what I was giving you. Hopefully this stuff was informative. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you guys are notified every time we drop a video just like this. If you guys did enjoy the content, make sure you hit that like video. Again, stay tuned. We'll be dropping our quarterback, tight end, wide receiver, running back, start sit videos. Again, as soon as possible. That way you guys are ready for Thursday's games. And I'll make sure I get those out as soon as possible, all right? Make sure you hit that subscribe, that like, and I'll catch you guys next time.